Hey there, this is Luis Moreno with Simply Health Insurance Agency. Today, agent question of the day is which carriers are participating in the $35 insulin program and how does it work? Guys, before I get into the question, do me a favor. Subscribe to our channel, hit the little bell icon so that you can get future notices, and like this video. Thank you. Hey guys, this is Luis Moreno again here with Simply Health Insurance Agency. So the question I got from an agent is, how does the $35 insulin program work? And secondly, how do I find out what carriers are participating in it? And are all insulins covered under this program? So here's this information. So number one, not all carriers are participating. In my area, I've got about 7 different companies and only 4 of them are participating in this drug insulin program. Now, of the 4, not all the plans are participating in it. There's only certain MAPD plans within the carrier that are participating with this $35 insulin program. So you've got to do your research, which I will give you an Excel sheet if you want, and I'll have my email down here at the bottom. I will give you a list of the MAPD carriers that are participating in the program. Now, second question, are all insulins covered? Well, here's the catch on this thing. You have to make sure that the insulins that are on the plan that you're recommending are on the formulary. It's only going to work with those insulins that are on that plan's formulary. So if it's not on the list, it's not going to get covered, regardless of this $35 insulin program. Okay. Number 2 is, or the third question is, how does it work? Well, number 1 is on the prescription portion of an MAPD, you have 4 buckets or 4 stages. You can have your deductible, you'll have your initial coverage limit, which is a dollar amount of money that sits there. It's $4,100 in change. Once that money is utilized, you go into the donut hole. And then once you spend about $6,000 in change, then you go into the catastrophic limit. Okay. Now, if one of the insulins is on the formulary and your plan offers this program, the insured will have a $35 copay. Okay. So they will pay that copay through the initial coverage limit, and they will pay that copay in the donut hole or the coverage gap. Now here's how it's going to, here are the technicalities of it. And this is just a number that I'm going to use just for simple math. Let's assume that this insulin costs $1,000. The insured pays $35 for that insulin, assuming it's on the formulary. The entire $1,000 is going to come out of that initial coverage limit. That means that it's been reduced by $1,000, second month, another $1,000. Eventually, in 4 months, if that's the only medication they're taking, they're going to use the entire amount of money that's in that initial coverage limit. Then they go into the next bucket. The next bucket is a donut hole. At that point, what normally happens is they will pay 25% of the cost of the medication. Okay? The insulin that we're talking about is only going to be a $35 copay. Okay? Now, if they fill up that $6,000 in change, if that's how much they spend, and they fill that bucket up with their money, then they go into the catastrophic stage. At that point, they will pay 5% of the cost of the medication. I know with my example, 5% is $50, but again, the insulin pens are not $1,000. They're a little bit less depending on the actual pen. But usually that 5% will be cheaper than that $35 copay. So here's what you need to do as an agent. You need to make sure that you know the plans in your area. You know which carriers are participating in this $35 insulin program. And then within that carrier, you need to know which plans are covered. And then with that being said, then you're able to make a good recommendation for your insured if they are insulin and if they are diabetic and you're trying to get them on that plan. So I hope that helps. If you want the list from me, I have an Excel for all the plans across the country. I'd be glad to share that with you. You'll have my email down here at the bottom. Email me and I'll be glad to share that with you. Again, my name is Luis Moreno, Simply Health Insurance Agency. Thank you. And don't forget, make sure you like our video, make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you can get more notifications like this. Thank you.